What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and today, my friends, we don't even have just the top 10. We have a top 20, and I want to talk about overpowered, non-rare players. And you might say, Mike, why don't you bring this up in the first month of FIFA? I didn't get to it, and it feels fitting. I like nostalgic vibe, rewind, time, and we're all going to be able to relate to using these players. I'm just giving you a reminder. And if you want to see me do this with silver players or bronze players, please drop a thumbs up on this video. And in the comments, if you could tell me the best silver player you've used, that would be the next iteration or edition down below. Most overpowered silvers, surprise silvers, super silvers, supreme silvers. Who remembers the Brazilian silvers? Bruh silvers. It's a bit of a throwback, maybe going back to Ultimate Team 2012, daily tournaments. Bring those back, EA. If you're hearing this, EA, I'm pointing at the mic as if you are EA. If it's you, if you're hearing this, EA, we want tournaments back. Make that happen. Daily tournaments. FIFA 21. Build it into the objectives. Summer Heat has been hot fire. This is the type of promo I want at the beginning of next year's installment. And box gear. Zuma appreciation ASAP, 20% off. They just dropped this new piece as well, and it is lovely. They have New York City at its finest basketball. Little Grand Theft Auto. All it comes in at a premium. Just to reiterate, I don't expect this quick fire top 20 to be guys you're putting into your starting 11. At least not right now. I would hope not. We're just giving them some respect. Putting some respect on their names. Some credit. First 4 weekers. Anything else? This list, even though it's a top 20, not necessarily in order. That's it. Let's run it. Redmond, 77 overall. Bit of a surprise, but he has true to card value pace. You got 4 stat lines that matter. You're holding 4 of the same suit. Not suit. 4 of the same kind. Texas Hold'em. Pace, acceleration, agility, balance. Free flow. You have that, you notice it, you feel it. The 4 wonders of the FIFA world. Jermaine Lens. With the vision. He had the lens. Not really dropping people off. This is before you had LASIK done. He needs some glasses. Has a bit of a track record, and that'll be a theme. Once you've been overpowered, you're more likely to be overpowered in a future FIFA installment. You don't always equal out to the same level of overpoweredness, but you can still have back-to-back or multiple years where you're going to fit into that category. And Jonathan, only committed to go in one direction. High-low work rates. Forward, green light, no stop sign. Collect 200 when you pass go. I hope that's the amount in Monopoly, otherwise the reference is incorrect. Eggstein, solid, has the collective, well-rounded. He'd be in the army, and really what puts him into the mix, at least in my list, 96 stamina on a baseline foot item. He's going to get better as other players get worse throughout matches. So he's actually going to be able to improve just based on not getting tired because his stamina, his fatigue gets through the roof as other players start to lose a step. That extra bit of oomph, not Eggstein. Andre Gomez. Potentially, this is an Everton bias, the Portuguese man, and he's beautiful. Do you see the beard? In a different life, or post his career, or prior to his career, he could have been a model, can still be a model. I'm petitioning for him as a model, but he's 6'2". Skill moves are there, weak foot is there. He gives you a certain presence in the midfield. Not going to be an attacking mid, got to be in that box-to-box or even a holding mid, and he's got kind of a brute build, got some width to him, takes up space. Trezeguet, coveted 5-star weak foot, instantly gets the nod. And if you add a chem style, he's an early edition beast. Pavard, the Frenchman, knows his way around a cheese board. We've all seen that volley that he scored. World Cup, gorgeous. Pavard! And his pace is better than what the card suggests. Better than this foot item is putting out there into the world. It's just mixed up properly. Something you don't want to see. Let's say your defender has 60-something for pace, but the majority of it is only in sprint speed. So he's going to turn like you've never seen players turn before. If that agility is all messed up, if the balance isn't on point, players tipping over, side to side, sitting sideways, boys in the days. I feel as if you need to insert a clip of Paul Wall right here.
Was a shank, big bank, take little bank, 84s and candy paint.
Just for that to make sense, to bring that together. I know a lot of you are young viewers. You might not know who I'm talking about. You don't have Southern influence. I'm not hating. I just want you to understand the reference. I don't have a grill to put in. Pavard also has the link-ups, the chemistry. I felt that he did really well against a bunch of different attacking matchups, and he had that bit of variety for a center back. Took up space properly, filled the gaps, was consistent with many of the 50-50s. Definition of being overpowered. Better than expected. Johnny. Can I say Johnny boy? Probably not. If you couldn't afford the big budget players and you didn't have many left back options, Premier League, just in general in FIFA, we weren't full of a bunch of different left backs that got the job done. But in the Premier League, when the game came out, it was the Mendy show and we weren't really that happy about it. So what I'm saying, if you didn't have the budget, but you still wanted to put together a nice outfit to show up to the party, Johnny could fit that role. He's a quality spot starter. Old man cliche. Still in the countdown. Has those skills. There's a certain level of confidence and silkiness and composure to get out of the back. His sidesteps. Maybe I just appreciate him from all the years of playing FIFA, even watching him on the actual pitch. I've got a certain belief. Footwork doesn't always deteriorate over time. I'm not saying to rack up with them unless you're playing a game of pool in the basement for money under the table in France. Martinez, the Spanish center back that you could partner up with Pavard. You got the left footer here, Frenchman, the Spaniard. It works. Easy link ups. His mobility, much better than what the card value suggests. And early on, a lot of us, we just didn't have a lot of bankroll yet. We had to make sacrifices, pick and choose. Where are you going to put the budget that you could work with? The coins that you got in your back locker. How are you going to bring together this squad, this chemistry? You don't have the premium options. Not just yet. On a side note, this FIFA is a good one if you grind. Going through squad battles, SBCs, rewards. You have options. I'm not saying it's always going to be fun. It's going to be a grind. Objectives, they're there. Alessandrini, FIFA history lesson. And that's kind of what gets him into the overpowered category. He still carried that pedigree. And I talked about it earlier, where some of these guys that were overpowered once, they are able to live off that. Their reputation precedes them. Still with the skill moves, still very agile, and he finishes much better than his finishing says that he should. I don't make the rules. If everything followed statistics perfectly, you would not need videos like this. You would not have Mike giving you his opinion, advice about a bunch of different players. We could all go to Foothead or Footbin or Footwiz and read off the stats together. Or look at it in game right here. That's where my monitor is. You wouldn't ask for opinions. It wouldn't be subjective. It would be objective. That guy's faster. This guy's bigger. Okay. Those are the skill moves. Look at that dribbling. But instead, we often get fraudulent stats. Positioning we can't explain. Counterfeit activity. Gaetan. One-footed, but it's reliable. I'm confident with his left foot. It's insured. It's trusted. He wouldn't betray you, or his foot wouldn't betray you. I don't know about his right foot on the other hand. If you get any sauce with entry-level players, be happy. Christian Portu. We don't have many strikers. But 80 plus finishing, 80 plus pace, 4-star weak foot. All right. These are attacking genetics. The family tree must be strong. Lopez, spoiler, only goalkeeper I have on the list. Maybe I should have others. It's all preference. If you watched any of my videos discussing goalkeepers, I can't even measure the statistics. I can't measure the rating. I can't measure how that translates into the game. You have to actually play with them, and then you can make a judgment call. Are they consistent? Are they reliable? Do they save the majority of opportunities they're supposed to save? Are they letting in everything left, right, and central? I'd still prefer goalkeepers that have the save foot trait, but it's not even a make or break in FIFA 20, the same way it was in some of the previous iterations. You have to vibe with the goalkeeper. And it's the only position where there's going to be people watching my videos that say I hate that player and other people saying I love him. Constantly. Strong opinions, and they're reoccurring. Valverde. Stats don't really jump off the page. He's all around. Another guy that's your box to box, maybe a holding mid. I think he got a little bit of a Real Madrid booster pack. And that's what being overpowered is kind of all about. I thought he would do this, be right here, and then he performed up here. He helped me out. I got more W's. I controlled the midfield. I owe him something on the back end. That's what this video is about. Brozovic, another player that's kind of in that box-to-box category. He's in good shape, which does count for a lot in the midfield, especially early on. Can't stress this enough. When I was playing collegiate footy, if we weren't able to make the times in the preseason, we didn't get to touch the ball. That didn't happen. We weren't in good enough shape to be an asset to the squad. Unfortunately, Brozovic, as good as he is with running, he skipped out on the weights. Didn't go to the gym. No lifting. He's getting pushed over. He's going to get moved around. And I will say this. At Serie A, there are a lot of options. It might not all be non-rare options, but if you're looking for central midfielders that share statistics like this man right here and come in at an affordable rate, even very early on in FIFA, you have choices. Short and sweet. Stefan Lena. A lot of pace, a lot of stamina. He's a fullback. This is FIFA sweat. Mariano. Overpowered conversation. In fact, we've gotten some upgrades of Mariano this year. If you have a bigger budget, just throwing it out there. Fred. A lot of you love him. I feel as if I'm slightly a Fred hater. I think it deals with him in real life. I just don't see him at Manchester United. But in FIFA, I get it. A little bit undersized, but he has the Brazilian flavor, the movement, the intricacies, the skill move setup. He gives you a bit of that Brazilian taste. You're sitting on a beach, you got views, everyone's getting a tan. And early on, when you don't have options, where a lot of midfielders are looking the same, Fred will stand out. He'll jump right off a page. He's in bold if you're reading the magazine. His font's a little bit larger if you're sifting through an article. He could give swimming lessons. Not sure where that plays into this. Topping the charts, even though this is not listed in order, Diogo. 5-star weak foot, brilliant. And he went 30-0 over a weekend league, if you saw that on Twitter. What? Might be arguably the best professional footballer that's a FIFA player or a connoisseur, squad builder, weekend league certified, FUT Champs verified. His shot selection comes in at a higher tier. A little more movement, a little more power. Both feet, of course. Dynamic, prolific. Insert a superlative here. Thanks again for watching. Remember to let me know in the comments, what do you think of this list? Who did I leave off? How would you order it? And if you want silver players, drop some love, turn on notifications, and put those players down below because it can get very complicated. And I might miss somebody. I kind of need your suggestions. But I have a lot more content coming out for you ASAP.